Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. It's me, Will, your host as always, and today I'm going to take a look at the top 5 reasons why you should collect for the Sega Genesis. Enjoy! So number 5, you should really get a Sega Genesis because as long as you get a converter, you can play Sega Master System games, which came out before the Genesis and the Mega Drive. So for me, if you have a Model 1 Sega Genesis, you get the Powerbase Converter, you can play all your awesome Sega Master System games on it. For other models, I believe you'll have to find a different third-party converter, but they do exist, and I highly recommend searching out one of these options because the Sega Master System rocks. It's 8-bit goodness. It's the glory. It's just awesome. So you should definitely pick up a converter. At number 4, Clamshell Cases. These guys look awesome. They're super durable, and like even sometimes you have little tabs to. Let me show you a better example. You have tabs to hold in your instruction manuals and all that. This is actually my copy of Shadow Dancers. So yeah, it's really cool, really awesome. So number 4, Clamshell Cases. And they look great on the shelf too. At number 3, Shoot 'em Up Heaven. If you love shoot 'em ups, the Sega Genesis is the place to be. You got Truxton, you got Thunder Force series, you got Gyries, or however the hell you want to say it, the Darius games, whatever. You have a ton of options. Musha, but that game's getting pretty expensive, or it's been expensive for the last couple of years. But yeah, Musha is another fine example, probably the finest example of a shoot 'em up on the Mega Drive. But definitely at number 3, shoot 'em ups. At number 2, sports games. Yes, I know, they're a dime a dozen. And the system was kind of notorious for its sports games, but on the flip side, it has some of the best sports games of that era. If you love 16-bit games, if you like sports games, if you like hanging out with friends and doing like high score challenges or just fucking around, I mean, just pop in your Sega Genesis, pop in a sports game and just have a blast. I mean, a lot of those games are 4-player. You can play with 4 players if you have the the adapter for it, but I highly recommend. You got the NBA Jam series, you have NHL '94, which is probably one of the best hockey games ever made. Greatest heavyweights for boxing. You have the Madden series, even Tecmo Super Bowl 3, I believe, is on the system. I mean, you have a lot of options. So sports games definitely at the number 2 spot. At the number 1 spot, cheap games. Let's face it, in these times, you want to save a few bucks. You want to get into retro gaming? Hey, Sega Genesis, the Mega Drive is the system for you. The games, they don't cost as much as, let's say, the Super Nintendo or even the original Nintendo. Certainly will cost you a lot less than TurboGrafx 16 games. So if you really want to get into retro gaming, I would really start with the Sega Genesis. Take a real good hard look because it's got a lot of great exclusives. Especially like the Konami brand. I mean, the Konami games on the Sega Genesis are freaking amazing. I mean, you have Rocky Knight Adventures by Konami, you have Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, you got a lot of other great games. TMNT, the Hyperstone Heights, which is really just like it's basically just like a clone of Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo, but on the Sega Genesis, it's altered a bit, but it's a really cool entry. If you can find these games, especially the Konami stuff, I mean, the exclusiveness of the Konami games on the Sega Genesis is just awesome. So anyways, guys, that wraps things up. I really hope you enjoyed this top 5 list. Agree, disagree, comment down below. Let me hear what you have to say. I'm Will, as always. This is the Max Impact 24 channel for those about to retro and play Sega Genesis games like this. And maybe even master games like this. We fucking salute you. See ya.